our people, the Palestinian people, inside Palestine and outside of Palestine, the steadfast people of Palestine, and our Arabic and Muslim nation, and all the free people of the world. We stand today at a very significant point in history for our Palestinian issue and the issue of Jerusalem. Our entire nation, the Muslim and Arab nations, are going through this together. After the decision, the unacceptable and oppressive decision that was taken by the American administration, with their supposed acceptance of Jerusalem as the capital of the so-called Zionist state. I here today, I do not want to talk about, the possible impact of these decisions or the coming impact of these decisions. This is going to require a great reaction from the politicians and from the analysts of different backgrounds. As for me, and in the name of the movement, the resistance movement of Hamas, and on behalf of the Palestinian people, I would like to give a final statement and a clear statement about this particular decision, which means the end of a political phase and the start of a new political phase. I stand here today on the anniversary of the intifada of the hijara, or the stone, which was launched in 1987. And this decision, this aggressive decision, was taken on the anniversary of this intifada. And it is the fate of the Palestinian people that they should be in the face of all of these conspiracies and these challenges, with intifada and with resistance and with steadfastness and patience on this blessed land and on our national and Islamic principles. This blessed intifada, the blessed intifada that was launched in a very difficult situation, very similar to the situation that we are in now, and the complications and challenges that we face today. But the Palestinian people showed that they were able to launch and to renew and to stand up in the face of the occupiers. The sons of Al-Quds, the people of Quds, the people of Jerusalem, the people of the Muslim and Arab worlds. Jerusalem is the first of the Qiblas, direction of prayer for the Muslims. And it is a blessed place. It is where Isa will come back and the Mahdi will come back to. And we would like to have a clear picture of what is going on and the conspiracies and the plans that are made against it for generations until now, since the Crusader operations, until the Trump administration's decision. Al-Quds has always been the target. But at the same time, Jerusalem is also the place where victory begins, and where resistance is started, and where intifadas are held. And an intifada in our current situation is a must, and this is how we have been, and this is how we will remain, and this is how we will continue, God willing. For this reason, we stand today before this new political situation and this particular political transition and this decision. And here we also demand our own decisions to be made and certain policies to be taken, and to develop a new strategy to face this new conspiracy against Jerusalem and Palestine. And I say with complete clarity, this blind, unacceptable behavior by the American administration is a satanic alliance which has taken a decision on its own, the future of Jerusalem and the significance of Jerusalem. Our message is very clear as the sun, that cannot be misinterpreted. And there is no unclarity in what we are saying. We say to them that Jerusalem is one, is united. No east or west Jerusalem. It is Palestinian, Arabic, and Muslim. And it is the capital of the state of Palestine. And I say today that Palestine is also united and together. From the sea to the river, it does not accept any splitting up or two states or any other state. Palestine is for us and Jerusalem is all for us. We do not accept the legitimacy of any occupation. There is no place for any occupation in Palestine. And there is no place in Palestine for a Jewish capital. This is what we say to the challenge against our feelings and our history and our beliefs and our present and our future. And I repeat that we do not accept any legitimacy for the occupation of Palestine. Palestine is all of ours. We are Palestinian, and we are Arab, and we are Muslim. And Palestine is united. We do not accept that there is a East Jerusalem and a West Jerusalem. Jerusalem is one. And it is ours. It belongs to the Palestinian people. The other issue, we demand, and we are serious about this demand, rearranging the Palestinian issue in the face of this dangerous conspiracy. The Palestinian issue should be a priority before this oppressive and unbelievable decision. At the head of the Palestinian issue today is the peace process, the so-called peace process, is buried, and is buried now forever. There is nothing called a partner in peace with the Palestinian people. There is nothing known, there is nothing that exists that is called the deal of the century. And there is the situation is very clear, and it cannot have any kind of disclarity or unclarity. This dark tunnel that they are trying to take us down, that we have been living in, that has been filled with, pain and suffering, and we have been threatened our existence, and we have been threatened with occupation, and our priority today is to get out of the tunnel of Oslo. And this is a very clear message. There is no longer a peace deal with Israel. The decision that was made destroyed Oslo and stopped any chance for any kind of reconciliation effort. We asked the Palestinian people and the Palestinian Authority to have the historic responsibility and the courage to announce that it also no longer accepts the Oslo Accords. Secondly, very fast, we should take steps to establish Palestinian unity. And we should get over our differences in order so that we can get away from this separation and unite and move forward. We ask the leaders, the Palestinian leaders, to put together a strategy and a plan to deal with this issue and with the U.S. administration. But we should do this from the land of Palestine. And we also would like to make the message to make a general Palestinian conference, an emergency conference with all of the Palestinian leaders to study the situation and to agree on a policy for Palestine in the future. We have the organization Munazzamat al-Tahrir, the transitional organization, and we ask them to come and join us. And we should not delay this, and we should not have any obstacles in our way. We would also like to say that this Zionist policy that is supported by America cannot be faced without launching a brand new intifada against the occupation and a blessed resistance against this occupation. A people's intifada, like the one that the people of Jerusalem have launched. And they buried Netanyahu's nose in the ground, reminding him that the people of Quds are making takbir and making tawheed and are victorious. And they stood at the doors of Quds and they protected the doors of Quds. And the Palestinian people are the ones who do this. And the Palestinian people should stand up in the West Bank, and they are being kidnapped and occupied. We demand and we call for action, and we will take action to launch a new intifada against the Zionist occupation. There is no solution today. There are no possibilities for solutions. We will launch our intifada with all of the people of Palestine so that they can express their anger and frustration on behalf of Jerusalem and Palestine. The fourth issue, the fourth priority of the Palestinian issue is that we should take drastic measures to help the Palestinian people relieve their suffering. Now, before tomorrow, we should take a decision. We should take a decision to lift the sanctions off the Gaza Strip and to stop all coordination, security coordination with the West Bank and Israel. And we should unite all operations between the West Bank and Gaza. A people that works together, a people if they do not work together and they cannot face an occupier if they do not have the right resources. For this reason, we should lift the sanctions. They should lift the sanctions off of the Gaza Strip. These sanctions have only hurt the people, the civilians in Gaza. And we should stop all security coordination with the enemy in the West Bank. We should make sure that the government, the Palestinian government, can operate in Gaza and the West Bank. And we also demand support for the resistance in the West Bank and Gaza, so that it could fight back against this oppression. The American decision is a call for war against the Palestinian people, against all people. This decision is at the heart of Palestine, at the heart of the Muslim and Christian people in the region. This is a very important issue in our priorities, and a very important issue to the Palestinian cause. It is an issue of national liberation and resisting the enemies. And you are wrong if you think that the Palestinian people that has given hundreds and thousands of martyrs and people who have left and refugees, you are dreaming if these people will give up or will accept this kind of decision, will give up their resistance or accept this kind of decision. We have a great people. We have a people who is able and capable to resist these and to reject these kinds of conspiracies. This decision was meant to force the Palestinian people to accept something. But instead, we will make the conditions and we will force conditions. The Palestinian people are the ones who create these conditions with the help of the Arab and the Muslim world. Another important issue, our position towards this decision, not only as Palestinians, but Arabs, all the Arab world and all the Muslim world and all free people in the world, say that we should all agree, all of these people agree that we should take a stand, a true stand, a united stand for Quds that was freed by Umar ibn al-Khattab and Salah ad-Din, and fought with them many people, Sahabis, and leaders of Abdul Qadir al-Husayni's people, and martyrs and leaders of our people and our nation that have given their lives. We call for an end to the conflicts in the region, regardless of the reasons in the background. We are not now in a situation of courts. We are facing a strategic challenge that challenges our existence and our position in the world, and will be determined by how we respond to what is going on in Quds. We need to respond, we need to unite, and we need to lessen the kinds of internal strifes and to deal with them in a fast way, and to make sure they don't expand and spread, and to stop them, either in the Arab League or in the OIC. The leaders should take the decisions that their people are waiting for, and that the Palestinian people are waiting for, the least of which announcing very clearly cutting off ties with the US administration in a very clear way, to stop dealing with the US administration, especially when Palestinian rights are affected. It is very clear that Netanyahu and Trump believe that, the things that are going on in the region were a golden opportunity for them to carry out their plan and to pass this decision and to attack the blessed Masjid al-Aqsa. But this thing really had taken their minds. They were making phone calls above the table and under the table. They were really drawn by some of the talks of these cultured people and these intellectuals, that there is no Palestine, there was no Palestine, there was never any Palestine, and they glorified, the Zionist state. This is what probably deceived the US administration. And the Israelis were behind this to carry out this kind of decision. Today, this Muslim Ummah is asking for support to the Palestinian people and to help the Palestinian people conduct their intifada and to resist. Because if Jerusalem is lost, then there is no place for you. Jerusalem is our honor, and it is our belief, and it is our compass. It was like this, and this is how it will remain. The Arab League today, the Arab League and the OIC, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and I thank, Turkish President Erdogan for his emergency call for an emergency meeting to the OIC, and our brothers in the Arab League that have called for the foreign ministers of the Arab world to meet, to make an Arab League meeting about this issue. If there's an attack on Quds today, and then there's a decision that taken that we have nothing to do with it, then what are we doing? Then there is no Arab League. Why should they even meet the Arab League? When will the Arabs rise up for the sake of Allah, for Jerusalem, the place where the Prophet, peace be upon him, came and then went into the heavens? Today we also ask for reorganization of the Arab world based on unity against this kind of oppression and this kind of attack. The last thing, I am in constant meetings with the leadership of Hamas and the other national groups and Islamic groups in Gaza and West Bank and outside. We gave the orders to all of the Hamas members in all places they exist to call for a state of emergency and to prepare for the coming phase, because it is a key phase. It will be a key phase in the resistance against the Zionist occupation. And it will be our phase to create strength to help our Palestinian people, and they will make their own decisions. The Palestinian people will choose their own future. And I say to the Palestinian people, especially in Jerusalem and in the West Bank, that now is the time that we should take off, and now is the time that we should take matters into our own hands, and we should take matters into our own hands. Before we were weak, or it was not the right time. And this is no longer an excuse. This is no longer an excuse to the Palestinian people to go back and to retreat or to fall short. Anyways, falling short and failing is not in our dictionary. We will not accept this decision, and we will only bow to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we call on all of the national and Islamic groups and the leaders of Hamas. They are always in coordination to keep us updated on all of the goings on. And we gave all of the Hamas members the order to prepare and to be ready at any moment for any orders, to face this threat, this strategic threat that threatens Jerusalem and the Palestinian issue, the Palestinian cause. We in Hamas, our fight is with the Zionist occupation. Everything that we have, our weapons and all the power that we have built, will not be used in internal conflicts. It will only be used against the Zionist occupation. This power that we have built, that the resistance, the Palestinian resistance has built, will, God willing, be something that is very good and positive for our Palestinian people and their freedom and protecting them in their homes, in the places that they have been driven out of. And I would like to thank everyone for this fast reaction in all parts of Gaza and all parts of West Bank and all the 1984 occupied areas and everywhere that people have responded. This uprising that happened yesterday and will continue today, I would like it to keep going and to continue and to get stronger, to grow, so that the occupation knows and so that Trump knows that he will regret this. Say, he will regret this. He will regret taking this kind of decision. And and at this point there is no regret and there's no going back. And we will continue to live up to the calls of our people and to respond to their anger. And tomorrow, December 8th, 2017, will be the day of rage and the beginning of a wide movement, an intifada. It is I will call it the intifada of the freedom of Gaza and the West Bank. And I call the Palestinian people to join this. After they depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the help of the Ummah to liberate Al-Aqsa, Al-Quds, Jerusalem and Gaza from the occupation. And I call on the Palestinian people and all the people of our nation and people everywhere tomorrow, Friday, to be a day of rage, to renew our dedication to Jerusalem. I confirm to you today that Al-Quds is for us and the land is for us and Palestine is for us and Allah is the strongest. And tomorrow, the anniversary in 87 was the Intifada of the rocks, and tomorrow will be December 8th, the beginning of the Intifada of the liberation of Aqsa and the West Bank. From this podium, we believe that we will return. We believe that our land will be liberated. We are not in a problem now. We are not. The situation may be just fluid and changing. And we were expecting different things from the US administration, but in the end of the day, the Palestinian people are united. And we are in a boat together, and we should be together, strong in this boat, and we help each other and stand together and unite. And to stand shoulder to shoulder, it is not time for internal conflicts. It's not time for Palestinian conflicts. The goal is not to make these issues. The goal is to get rid of these issues as fast as possible. And the main goal is Al-Quds and Al-Aqsa. And we believe in the victory of Allah. And He is, the most wise and the most gracious.